Well, hello, Blender people of this world. So, some people wanted to know how to create a Blender ragdoll. And it's pretty simple, actually. So first of all, you want to move the default cube on the Z-axis. So let me undo that. Press G, press Z, and then press 2, okay? Well, you don't have to press 2. You could just move it. But, and then press Add Mesh Plane. Size it up a bit. And make sure this cube has the physics onto Rigidbody. In order to set it to Rigidbody, you need to be in Blender Game, not Blender Render, not Cycles Render, Blender Game. Oh, this also works with Blender 2.5 if you didn't feel like upgrading to Blender 2.6. Suggested though. Sorry, my throat's kinda messed up today. Okay, so duplicate on the Z-axis, size it down a bit, and then there you go. Duplicate this on the Y-axis. 2, size it down on the X-axis, size it down on the Z-axis. This looks so far. Okay, let's size it down a little bit more. And let's do this. Now, let me show you how we would actually do the ragdoll. We go to Constraints tab, Add Constraint, and press Add Rigidbody Joint. Now this target, this is what it'll link to. So this, let's add a Rigidbody Joint here. This would link to. Oh yeah, I forgot. Let's rename all these. So this would be body segment 1 or body 1. This would be body 2. Let's name this forearm dot R. And so the target of this is body 1. And this will link to, oh, I forgot. You need to display the pivot, go into wireframe mode by pressing Z, or you can directly do it over here. And then set the Z-axis to -1, and this doesn't need a Rigidbody joint for now. Okay, and then we add a constraint, Rigidbody joint, display pivot. Once again, target is going to be body 1, and the pivot is going to be, you know what, I think it might be fine where it is. No, it's not. Let's make it -1 on the Y-axis. Okay, that's good. Now, let's duplicate that on the Y-axis too. And you want to G on the Y-axis a little more so that it has room to swing around. You want to make this pivot type a hinge, and you could limit the angle, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to make this brief. Looks good so far. Okay, let's test it out real quick. As you can see over here, off. So what we do about that is we do from the front, left, rotate it 90 degrees, rotate it 90 degrees. Well, oh, I know what I did. Alright. So we're supposed to link it to forearm.r. Now let's see. There you go, link collision. There you go. Now let's rename this arm 1. Sorry. Let's move this constraint. 1, 2. Gotta kind of mess around with it a little bit to make sure that it's right. Okay. So it seems okay so far. So we could either duplicate, here, let's duplicate this. Duplicate this on the y-axis, -2. Size it down on the x-axis. Size it down on the z-axis. You know what? Let's undo that and duplicate this so that it's as big. It's symmetrical on both sides. We could turn on the mirror modifier, but I don't like doing that. The y-axis, -4 around. Let's move it a little bit more. Okay. Target's going to be body 1, yeah, that's correct. And the child object, okay, no, we don't need a child object. And we're going to, oh, I forgot. I remember why it looks so weird. Over here, collision, we need to turn on the collision bounds so that it can bounce around. Right now, Blender thinks that these cubes in the Blender game engine, they think these cubes are circles, but by turning on the collision bounds and turning it to box, now when it falls, it'll look more natural. As you see over here, it's messed up because I haven't set the center of the object yet. Let's go here. There you go. Test it again. Yeah, you see it now. It looks fine. Let's duplicate that again on the y-axis, -2. Move this a little bit so that it has room to swing around once again. Turn this to hinge. Rename this to arm 2. Arm 2. Sorry. We need to link this to forearm arm 1. Well, let's rename this. Let's rename this to forearm L. Now let's see. Over here, it might be broken now. No, it's not. Okay. So now let's make the legs. I'm gonna go into solid mode again. Quickly move this z-axis. Okay. And then let's duplicate this on the z-axis and then size it on the x-axis. Size it on the y-axis. Size it a little more. Move it. Actually, a lot more. Yeah, there you go. And then duplicate it on the y-axis. There you go. Oh no, that looks off center. Let's move that a bit. Make sure it's in center. It's a little off. Alright, and then duplicate that. Z-axis. -2. Move it a little bit closer. Duplicate that. Y-axis. Looks alright. It's alright. Let's move these closer together. Okay, so oh, they already have constraints. Oh, that's nice. So we want to make this these two Rigidbody Joint hinges. We want to make this yeah, let's keep it as ball. But now this needs to be body 2. These need to be linked to body 2 because if we link it to body 1, which is this, then when this falls, these will fall. But we want to make it linked to this. Do not check link collision. It's kind of weird. Don't do it. Don't do it at all. It's useless. Just don't click linked collision. Not good. Let's rename these two, actually. Let's rename them. Let's rename this leg.r.